Here we go. The official JK podcast. Call it that. Isn't hers JK Kirk's podcast? Don't know. We'll call it the JK podcast for now. If we rebrand it in the future, we will. Reason why we want to do this is just a way of getting content out, value out, talking to people, and more of a raw and free balling environment. I always think that many people, Zoe included, will say I can chat shit, but I think that's probably when the real stuff comes out for me, as opposed to what we were doing, which was like scripting content, writing it line by line, trying to teach people like protein is. Again, it was okay for me, but for Zoe, it felt like it was harder work. So introduce myself. I'm Jonathan Kirk, sort of as I'm born, but most people now call me JK. And introduce yourself.
I'm Zoe. I am JK's better half.
Better half can be questioned on a good day. To give a brief overview, we are now co-owners of our coaching business called JK Physique. So JK Physique was briefly founded by myself, in short, because my name's Jonathan Kirk and I used to compete in physique competitions, and I now help people develop their own physique. The business has grown. Whether we rebrand and all that's another conversation. You'll learn. I can talk and then I'll go off on a tangent. Another story will end up. But for now, that's kind of where JK Physique's come from. Predominantly, literally just help people feel the best selves. And you know, I've built the business from the ground up, where, you know, it's like in its fifth, sixth year now, seventh year maybe. I'll have to look at the dates. And it's grown so much that, you know, it was a no-brainer for my wife to come in. Zoe has lived a life with me. Naturally, it's just our natural lifestyle to train, to want to look as good as we can. Whether you take that vein or not, I'm vain as fuck, don't care. But it was natural. You know, she went through the process herself. I put her through a photo shoot. And we're at a level where we know we can just help people change their lives. And as you see on our social media, it's what we do. I think the biggest aspect isn't that our training plans are any better than anyone else's. Our nutrition maybe, you know, we just logical in that structure, but it's because we literally want to help people. But the reason why we're coming on this, I feel, is, as I've said, to be more raw. And I think, as Zoe can sort of attest to, it's because she's not as confident as I am. And maybe I wasn't always. It's something I've developed, again, which we can go through on more of these episodes. But, you know, when you were doing the content that we were asking you to do for, you know, one, giving value, but two, honestly, to push the business, right? Get people watching our social media. How did you feel doing it?
Awful.
Why?
I just hated every minute of it. Still do. You said to me before that Matt actually still owes us a couple of sessions. And in my head, it was just get the money back. Like, I do not want to put myself through that again. Yeah, from a confidence standpoint, I don't know, I think that's the way society and social media has made a lot of us women feel. Not too sure on the male side of things. Obviously, I deal more with the females, but I feel like we're all trying to be a certain way, look a certain way, should be a certain way. So then obviously when you try to do something like you are constantly comparing. So I probably was comparing, and that's probably why I just wasn't confident at doing it. And as soon as you like upload a video, I actually did not watch the videos. I think there's a couple of videos up there that I actually still haven't watched of myself.
So are you more asked about what you look like yourself, what people assume you look like, or how you come across?
I think it's more how I see myself and how I hear myself as well. Because every time people have come to me, they've gone, oh my God, like, you look like you're just saying it dead naturally. You look dead relaxed. You look fine. But I can just like pick everything apart. I sound like a robot. My skin's too pale. My hair's too fluffy. Just my waist isn't thin enough on the picture. Like, my arms ain't showing enough definition. Like, to that point, I will pick on absolutely everything. So if I can get away from seeing myself in that type of content, then I just wanted to get away from it.
I think that's real, all right. I think, honestly, you know, I'll do the same. I'll check out this and be like, look, all right. So I've literally shaved my arms purposely so I look more vascular. Like, certain people I think will say that's an issue, that's a disorder, a body image. But I just think, like, who doesn't want to look the best in the light? And if you can just make little alterations to do that, why not? It's why girls will make, predominantly girls will wear makeup. It's why we'll do the hair. It's why we'll look for certain clothes. I remember I went into a GP. Most GPs don't like me these days because, I go quite in depth, not against GPs, but I'll always question things and I know quite a bit. And it was years and years and years ago, and the conversation come up about, I was in shape and asking me like how much I train, and she said that it was excessive, and I was like, you can't say that as a doctor. You're saying that it's excessive that I focus on my health. So she said, like, are you that bothered about your look? Would you be open to a conversation that you've got like body image? And me being me, I answer a question by asking a question to validate that everybody's the same. I think some people in a position of a title will go, well, I define that you've got this, when deep down they've probably got it, because that's what I believe. No one's perfect, right? So I said to her, can I ask why you've got that dress on? And she went, well, it's not about me. I said, just come on, just go with the conversation. I said, I can see you're obviously got a wall, so I'll answer it for you and tell me if I'm wrong. You went into the shop and liked what it looked like. I guarantee you tried it on in the changing room. I guarantee you liked what you looked like in that dress, regardless if it was flowy, tight, whatever. You picked that because you liked how you look. Was that give you body images, that you're choosing to do something or wear something based on how you feel you look to society? How is that any different to me training to get my physique to look like that, regardless of what the outfit looks like? And she was like, didn't have an answer.
Has anyone ever got an answer to you?
Oh, and that's my point. I try and just get to people going, especially medically, they're like, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this. I'm like, I honestly believe that there's not that many. There are disorders, but too many people get labeled with it, apart from just accepting that it's fucking normal.
Yeah.
It's normal to feel okay. Like you sent me that yesterday, like going, don't laugh, but I think I've got like a body image because I'm now critiquing this. Like, again, it's never been shown, but Zoe's recently just had a nose done. Why? Because of the content we were doing. And this, again, we were privy to getting that done. We were talking about it, like some people have gone too far with things.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in just do what you need to do to make sure you're confident, as long as it's not getting to a real disorder where you're going too far. And that's the grey line. But I'm a big believer in just do what you need to do to feel how you need to feel, and don't let society pull it away.
You do you.
You do you, exactly. So this content, come full circle, as you can see, I'll go around, is allowing us to still put content out. For me to go, okay, for the business, Zoe's really struggling with it. The guy who was recording our content in our house, Matt, great guy. Again, he can comment going like, he'd just listen to us bickering, because I'd be like, just fucking say it. And you'd be like, I don't know what to say. So this, I think, having a more, do we call it a conversation? Because Zoe's not spoke yet. It will be a conversation. To just for people to see us, with social media, again, I am very receptive to what people assume that we're like, or people see if I am confident or whatever, that they go, oh, he thinks he's it. And it's like, there's a fine line. It's not I'm better than you, but I push myself to feel like I am it to myself, not it compared to other people. And if people have a problem with that, I also think that that's them not feeling truly happy. And they are like, I look at people have insane physiques or have a lot of money or have whatever, like they may value. And I'm like, good on you. Why? Because I truly value in, I'm working on me to be who I want to be. So great work. I think if you hate on others, it's because you're not where you want to be, but two, you're actually not even on the journey to get there. So the topics I think we'll go through are just, Jesus, so many, family, kids, work, clients. We'll get clients in, and we've got some powerful stories. I think you'll agree that, and again, to go into like the Zoe's history, if people don't know, is like you were a hairdresser, right?
Correct.
Part of that was like what would happen on every day that like with clients.
In what way?
So what I'm leading it into is like, you get told everything. Okay. And as a coach, you get told everything.
Yeah.
Like, we learn so much about individuals that they maybe haven't even told, the closest people to them. And you start to, and this is why I'm a massive believer on like behavioral aspect and emotional aspect with life and eating, and everyone escapes life with food and drink, or most people do, if not everyone. And you start to understand why. And some of it goes back to trauma, some of it goes back to, I won't name him, a recent client, his relationship at home with his dad, it wasn't the best, and his dad had just fixed it by giving him pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So now when he's, looking for this fix of a poor day relationship, he goes and has pizza. It's ingrained with people. It's why people do what they do. And I messaged him yesterday and I said, I totally get it. And I said, like, I had a good upbringing. My dad worked hard. My mum was like a childminder. And I always think like everything we did was hobbies. So even if there was a bad day, and because my mum and dad naturally ate well, we weren't a family that got takeaways. We weren't a family that just went McDonald's. We weren't a family that just ate like cakes and sweets. No matter what happened, it wasn't like, like my mum and dad didn't have a bad day and go and get a takeaway or a McDonald's or sweets. So I never got that behavior. It was, you've had a bad day, everyone's arguing, just still go and do your running, still go and do your trampolining, still go and do your whatever. So I think as I've grown up, I don't have an escape for food because I didn't see it.
But then we wasn't like that. Me and our Robert didn't have hobbies. Me and our Robert basically chose that gym life for ourselves. So like and they like every week we didn't have hobbies to go to. They did get the odd takeaway. We didn't use sweets, and very similar to yourself. But like at the weekends, it was around them. Like on the Sunday, we'd go to the pub with them. Mum play bingo, they'd go drinking and stuff like that. And we've not carried that on. Like we've never used that.
But it wasn't an escape, so it was a normal life. I think that's the difference. So when people use that as an escape to a stress or an emotion, right? If that's like your normal life and it's not used for a reason, I believe you'll either follow it or you'll go your own way.
Yeah. When
people get brought up that that's how we deal with things without admitting it, I think that's where the ingrain comes in. Like, we've then developed a different life, and I think you can go your own way, but so many get pulled back into it. And the food industry doesn't help. More and more foods, more and more conveniences coming in for people to get pulled into that.
Yeah.
Everyone we speak to, they're not eating those foods because they like deep down want to, because they deep down know it doesn't help them, but they're getting pulled to it. Why? And it's always, you can argue it's lazy, and it is, but the lazy aspect is always outweighed by, yeah, but I'm tired. Yeah, but I've got too much to do. Yes, but I don't even want to think about going home and cooking. I just want to walk into a shop, tap my card, walk out. That's that task done.
Yeah. And
it removes all that. So through this podcast journey, there's so many, I think, personal developments that are going to come through. As you'll see already, we're talking about life. It'll be half the therapy session for us too, because we're that busy. We're passing ships half the time, like most people and kids and things. And I think that we're just going to cover everything. We're going to help others. We're going to help ourselves. We're going to help the business. So, I'm looking forward to it. So we've been now talking, say 10, 15 minutes.
Who's been talking?
We have been talking 10, 15 minutes. How do you feel in this setting compared to the scripting?
A lot more comfortable.
Okay.
Definitely a lot more comfortable. I think it helps that no one is actually in the room.
Okay.
I know obviously Mark will see this because he'll be doing the edits for it and stuff, but I think just being able to just talk to you, I actually do just feel better. And like you said, because we are like passing ships, I actually do feel like I'm talking to you right now, because we don't talk as much as we probably like to. But I feel fine.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Do you open and honestly like have a little look at the camera and go, my nose looks sound?
I can't see that far, to be honest.
Do you know what's funny as well? That like, she's always had her boobs done, she's had her nose done, nothing like major, nothing like you stand out and go, wow, we've had too much work. And I remember when she was getting her boobs done back then, like I was an engineer, the average wage, we had all the overheads, the bills, and I was like, fucking that amount of money. Like, and it's like all I was focused on, right? And I was in that average mindset, and that's no disrespect, but I was like, you doing that, what changes? And I'm a big believer, if you do something and it changes for the better,
Yeah.
because confidence allows you to then go, well, I'm now confident in this, I can have more conversations. More conversations mean more opportunities mean more potential money, life opportunities for kids. So I'm a big believer in that. So obviously when Zoe got a nose done this year, we were sat in the hospital, and it come up on Facebook memories, and it was 2016.
And it was 8 years ago, wasn't it?
So it was like 2016.
That the day I was getting
And that was the coincidence. The day that
done.
we didn't plan it that day for that reason. It come up with at a status from me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Zoe Kirk has said she wants a nose done because she doesn't like it because it looks like mine. So now I'm like looking at my conch. Yeah, I just want everyone to see, like, there's always a method to every madness that I will do, and I will push on anyone. You know, I think if I didn't push this, so we would have been like, I just don't want to do any content, fuck it. And
Yeah, like Jonathan said he had headache on the coming home from the gym before. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Let's just cancel this podcast then. We don't need to do it.
and that's real as well. And I think one thing I've been saying a lot is, if you as yourself are optimal, more confident than average, and you know that if I was to just virtually, imaginarily, I can't even know their words, pick you up and carry you to where I need you to be to get the result that I know that we want, that's like, you can't see what you don't know. So for you to be like blank in that moment going, we can just avoid this, and I'm going, but I know that doing this will mean that you get more confident, doing this will benefit the business, doing this will, that's the push people need.
I think I do know that. It's getting myself past it.
Yeah.
I know all that. I'm not stupid.
No, it's not.
But it's just, it's, I don't know. Do I need you to take me there? I don't know. Because you've always helped me.
Everyone needs a push.
But yeah.
Because you link that then behavior to clients, right? I'm just bringing, make sure the mic's on us. You bring that behavior to clients. So clients will say, well, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
That's the point. The fact isn't that you don't know what to do. The fact is that you're not doing it. People are still stuck in the mindset of, I only go to someone to do or get something that I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
The world, the people that achieve success in whatever level of success is defined to them, go to people to get them there faster, whether or not they know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's where growth is.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I know what to do, but I'm not doing it. So I'm taking on a coach not to tell me what to do, but to get the best out of me.
Yeah.
That's what coaching is.
Yeah.
And the industry is so compacted with coaches that do just see it as, well, my training plan is going to get you there. The accountability, having a bit of structure, maybe, but it'll only take you so far.
Yeah.
And like, there's a great analogy that I've used a lot, and I've give it to a lot of other coaches, and within another business, the OTE, online trainer education, shout out Adam Haley, that I've been with for a while, and I was always in as well, where I actually help other coaches, you know, do what they need to do and become better. And a big aspect of it is that if you were to take on the aspect of football, most people, female or male, will look at that as, whether you like it or not, you'll understand the analogy. So I've said, if you were to get like a Premier League manager in here and a Sunday League manager from a local town, wherever you are. So I know he's obviously just left, but let's use Jurgen Klopp for Liverpool. And then let's use a local football team manager from Widnes, where we live currently. If you didn't know who they were or what they did, and you sat down in here in a meeting and said, hi lads, what is it you do? I'm a football manager. What's that? What do you do? Like we get, I'm a coach. What do you do? What do we get?
Oh, you're a PT. Oh, no.
No. I coach a team, I pick a team, I manage a team, I try and get the best out of the team. Okay. What's the salary like? The guy from, local team goes, I just get a pint of Peroni after the game. Ah, you as well? Is that what you do for the love? Jurgen, no, I get paid millions. You do the same job. How's that work? And it's someone that's developed through the journey and shown that not only he does the job, but he can actually, the reason why he gets the results is he can get the best out of the individuals. That's why he can get someone to win the Premiership, etc. So when people say like, oh, there's coaches that do this and they charge X, or that, it's like, we all do the same fucking job.
Yeah.
You go to a coach that you can relate to. You go to a coach that you know has the passion and drive to get the best out of you. Otherwise, we all do the same. And that's why then people go like, your results are insane. Because I've got the passion to want to get the best out of people. It's not that my training plan is any fucking better. You look at the exercises, a chest press is a chest press. A lateral raise is a lateral raise. Every coach is doing the same. So where's the results difference? I believe I can get the best out of people. And that's by them hitting that natural wall of where they can't get to. And me going out, how am I going to get you over that wall? And that takes that individuality approach, listening to them, asking them the questions. Yeah. And some of the questions people don't usually get asked. Like you've said before, when we were like prepping for this, don't be asking me why. Like why? I've had a client going, why do you ask why? It's not judgmental. It's for me to understand
why.
Oh, because if I understand why, as a coach that I feel experienced, it's like, okay, do I know a strategy of why you did that and what I can put in place to help that why not happen? Yeah. No judgment. And that's kind of where the coaching aspect comes. So, as I say, short, brief, like long-winded, roundabout the houses introduction to why and what we're doing this podcast for. Do you have any like particular ideas as we've gone along here that yourself would like to get out of this that I've not obviously dictated?
No, I think I'd like to cover probably topics in the sense of, obviously, when we do check-ins with, I do my check-ins with ladies, and certain things that come up a lot, and just to kind of go over them a little bit more, so a bit more real, instead of, obviously, like you said, instead of just like a teach and tell them to take maybe this supplement, and just kind of make it a bit more real on particular topics, and even down to like being a mum and how to do stuff like this while being a mum, and being sleep deprived, and
so obviously you've come from the hairdressing industry, as we obviously touched there, and then I went off on another story. Please get used to that, everyone. But how have you? Okay, let's understand that. So why? And we can talk about, we've briefly discussed at the beginning where I've come from, where the business started, my love for it, etc. I just love helping people. How did you find that transition coming from hairdressing into coaching? Like the aspect of any skills that you've adapted from, people person, dealing with people, and then the initial thought of coming in, self-sabotage, etc., and like where you are now?
I think it's quite similar to hairdressing. Like you said, we speak to, really closely, one-to-one. It's just in a different way. I used to be face-to-face. Now I'm obviously just over a laptop. That's probably the hardest thing I find, is being on a laptop in a room on my own, which being a hairdresser since I was 16, I've never been in a room on my own. So that's been the hardest part. But the context around it, obviously helping people, making people feel good, listening to people, being like a little therapist. I've done that basically all my life. Well, since I was 16, being hairdressing is very, very, very similar. But yeah, I think the only thing I've struggled with is being on my own. Like this Christmas, I did struggle. I felt very, very lonely. Just because Christmas is like a busiest time for hairdressers. And then all of a sudden I was on my own, just on a laptop. And the only time I got to speak to someone is if they done like booked in a call with me, basically. But yeah, that was the hardest part. But the other side of it, like the actual job role, I like the job role. I like speaking to the people. I like helping the people. Like I have one particular client, Claire, and she definitely gets her money's worth out of me. Yeah. But I absolutely love it that she does, because all she does is asks me questions, messages me. And not only does she just ask me questions and message all the time, she actually puts them in action. So she's actually getting insane results. And I'm just, that's quite similar to hairdressing. You they ask for something, I put that into action and make them then feel amazing with
Yeah.
her. So then that makes you feel amazing. So I feel amazing at the minute that she feels amazing.
And that's where the gratitude, that's where the gratification and job satisfaction
Yeah.
coming from.
Yeah.
Because totally agree to it. There's a lot of clients that, and I'm sure other coaches will agree, that sign up for your help, but then still do what they want to do.
Yes.
Yes, that's part of the coaching, which I've touched on, people needing you to get them to do what you need to do. But from a job satisfaction, some people go, well, you're getting paid for it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
where's
You
the
still want to enjoy what you're doing.
like,
Yeah.
I love what I do and I love what I do
Yeah.
by getting the results, but it's not, people go, oh, I'm not succeeding.
Yeah.
As long as you're coachable, I don't need you to get a result every week.
Yeah.
Are you developing? Are you trying? Are you just coming up with excuses, or are you actually trying but admitting what's going wrong,
Yeah.
and we're still trying to put it into, that's cool. So I get that. I think with a lot of the other coaches that I've spoken to, that are transitioning to like a lonely work day can make a big part. Like, that's why some of them will go to like co-working spaces similar to like where we are in here, and they'll just sit in an office. Of course, like if you're on calls, it might be a little bit background, like a call center, but they feel like
Yeah.
that's what some people go and do it for that reason. Like, I don't know. Like, that's, well, to be fair, when I was growing a business, I used to go to Costa now and again, didn't I?
Yeah.
Just for that break and
That
hearing.
was to get away from me and Drew.
No, this was before Drew was born.
Well, that was to get away from me then. You're admitting what you've done now.
If I've had my leg over the night before, don't need you, I'm gone. But now and again, it's weird. Even though there was a bit of noise and distraction, I got more done.
Yeah.
And so I get that. Obviously, now where I am with me office in the garden, apart from the dickhead dog behind me that just fucking kicks off at the fence all day and annoys me recording. It's, I just get on with it. But now and again, I think it's good to kind of come in the kitchen and,
Yeah.
like I've seen like Adam and Sandy do, right?
Yeah.
They'll sit opposite,
Yeah.
and although they're in your flow, you have that. And I've thought, if we can structure in, and again,
Yeah.
this is all development for us as now co-business owners, which we've never been. And that's actually like pretty cool to be able to do with your partner. Most people don't get to do that in a successful business as well. Like, we've got to sit down and structure our day. We've
Yeah.
got kids, like
Yeah.
we've got our own gym sessions, we've got our own work. I've got that many calls, and we've got business development. Like, nothing's ever just work, because there's all like the personality I've got is just to keep going, keep succeeding, climb one mountain, climb the next. So I've always got to move with that. So then we've now got to sit down and go, okay, we need a day where there's 4 or 5 hours where we're working opposite each other,
Yeah.
but then there's communication. Then we can actually talk about issues in the business, because open and honestly, we've had in the diary now for an hour's coach catch up every Friday for an hour.
I think we've done it twice.
Never gets done.
No.
And that's the difficult bit. And these are the things that I'm all for being totally open and honest about, that people don't see. People just think that we turn up, we give a training plan, we check them in. They don't see like
Everything else around it.
the actual work effort,
Yeah.
the effort that needs to go in consistently in building a business and keeping a business. And there's a reason why it's successful from the effort that we both put in. And again, open and honestly, the business had done so well for me for 3 years. And then from like a business level, it had like hit that wall. Like, I was growing, clients were leaving, clients were coming. And then since you've come in, it's the best it's been. So we sit back and go, why is that?
Yeah.
Like, what have you brought to the business that's helped me, as it just took a bit off my plate, etc. So, there's loads to it. And again, this podcast journey, I'll just go into absolutely everything. So how do you feel in the coaching role? How do you feel you connect to the females that you work with, from one, an authority standpoint, and two, from an emotional connect standpoint, to help them from where they are to get to the best?
I do feel they need to connect with me as well. And you can sometimes get a vibe from clients when they don't want to connect.
In what sense?
I maybe you falsely read it just from messages. You can feel a resistance from them sometimes.
To just communicate or do the work?
Both, basically. Yeah, or some do communicate with you, love the communication side of it. but then and say they're doing the work, but probably they're actually not doing the work because you're checking in every week and nothing's changing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I mentioned, obviously, again, I'm not going to refer to Claire again, but obviously from authority, she does listen to me on that side of things. I just think it's down to the individual person if they're going to or not, basically.
I mean, I love the behavior change model. And you can go on one side, like, do people just connect to the coach? Is there a personality disconnect? But half the time it's just, in reality, and I did the video yesterday on my social media, people won't admit the biggest issue is food.
Yeah.
Like, regardless whether they connect to the coach, regardless whether they come to me, who'll stand up and go, ain't no one got any more passion than me to get you to the best. Even with that, and they connect and they see the clients go, I feel your passion. I can hear it. I can feel it, but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And it's not that they don't want to. Otherwise, you wouldn't have jumped on a call with us. You wouldn't be paying us. You wouldn't be trying. But people are just letting their life pull them. And then when you break it down, and you could be here all day, who are you hanging about with? What job are you doing? Like, let's use Martin as an example, right? Martin lost close to 8 stone with us. Part of that journey, and I've got no problem in saying what most people would class as overstepping the line, overstepping the mark, and saying, you know, why are you doing that? Why are you with that person? Why are you letting your partner speak to you like that? Why are you letting them put you down? And Martin was in a job role where, over the course of the weeks, it was like, this is the one of deciding factors that makes me feel this way. And when I feel that way, that's why I eat and drink the way I do. Okay, so as a coach, I've got to find a solution.
Yeah.
The solution is change your job. And obviously people are like, what? I can't just fucking say I've been there. Of course you can. Why can't you? Not just saying walk out, but do the stepping stones to it, because where does it end up? And like, obviously, again, someone that, although weight was up and down across the 8 stone, again, because, you know, that habitual from food, but did take on stuff, did listen, did grow as a person. You know, and to be 8 stone down and, you know, sending pictures of his kids on his shoulders, carrying his twins that he never could do, is like amazing. But he then put it in, I've gone to a job interview, I've gone for a new job, I've got the job. And then to jump on a call and go, I'm no longer with that dickhead anymore. That feel and control, that's what you want. Yeah. That's why I'm a big believer in, you know, when I was saying to you, and you were doing hairdressing and you were like, I've got this client coming in and, you know, we don't really get on and don't have a, like, most people go, as a business, you just deal with it. And it's like, no, what, for what? Why are you letting someone drain your energy? What, for what? We'll obviously now develop this, whether that's my fucking fault or not, as you've said it is, we don't really have many friends. But I've developed a life where you start realizing who is actually a friend. People are associated, people go out with you for the drink, people might, but when shit hits the fan, or when they think that you're too busy for them, if they don't understand that they're quiet and they're building a business and good on them, hey, love, don't see it as much, but love the way you've grown, they're not real.
Yeah.
To me, like, if I didn't speak to someone for years and then I caught up with them, I messed with them, I was, yeah, doing this, fucking love it, keep smashing it, I'll catch up with you soon. If people then turn on you, and it can take 20 years for someone to show the true colours and personality on you, and whether that's a reflection on them, I don't know. But it's like, I ain't got time for that then. Like, no arguments, not falling out with you, whatever, but I ain't got time for you. Why? Because my priority is the business. My priority is you. My priority is the kids. Why? Because they all come together to give what we want. And most people won't have that conversation or accept that the circle's bad. I've had conversations with people where it's like, well, my partner's always telling me to just fucking live a little and have a drink. And I'm like, who defines drinking as living?
Yeah.
Is living not you looking and feeling how you want and do what you need to do to get there, which is against the majority? And when people go against the majority, they go, I'm just sick of everyone giving me shit.
Yeah.
Fuck them off then, because there will be a circle of people, hence the JK community that we talk about all the time, that actually applaud you for doing that. Just means you need a new circle.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. We've been mates for 20 years. Give a fuck. Like, we're all going to die in the end, right? as real as it is. So why don't you get to the end of life and go, I did everything that I wanted to do,
Yeah.
not what other people did. Now, again, you could go down a route of you don't want to do content.
Yeah, I really don't want to do
So
I think it took me screaming at you in the bedroom, one of the many arguments or discussions, debates that we had, saying I absolutely hate it, is then when you stopped asking me to do it.
yeah, and again, because again, I know by doing it, the benefits it gets. So, and people can say, you know, you'll like you do, you'll find an answer for anything to make it
Yes.
suit. But if I'm pushing you to have a drink when you don't want to drink because it's affecting you feeling good and looking good,
Yeah.
you doing the drink isn't. I'm telling you to do that when you're telling me it doesn't benefit you.
Yeah.
It's benefiting me in a situation of, well, let's have a socialize.
Mm.
When I'm telling you to do content, okay, if I sit on a real fence and not biased, like it benefits our business.
Yeah.
But the flip side is I know it will benefit you long term in terms of confidence. Like someone saying, well, have a drink. Okay, you tell me them having a drink, what does that let them do? Well, it ease up a bit. So they're a bit stiff in an environment. Just means the environment's not
Right.
not right for them.
Yeah.
And it's not about, well, get more confident being out. Get a different fucking circle.
Mm-hmm.
Hence now, environment, even in our home, doing scripted content with a guy filming us, you weren't easy.
Yeah.
Coming out our home in an environment we've never been in before and just talking, it's easy. So I know I can, easier. I know I can take people down a route and go, that's not for you, no worries. Again, coaching is, and that's why I stand by, I am a coach, a life coach, any coach, because it's like, I hear you, that's your problem. I'll find a way out of it. And I've got the energy, the passion, the drive to succeed rather than going, right, you fuck off. No, you're out of the business. Get someone else in. No contact. I'll find someone else, which is some people's personality, right? That fuck this. No, I'll find a way. And that's why when people don't see why JK Physique's the way it is, it's because I've just got that. And anyone that comes into it, I'll make them the best. And, you know, we're going to get Ross on, powerful story.
Yeah. Can't wait for his story.
Lee Darlow in, powerful story. Martin's still a powerful story. Dave's a powerful, like all these people that have got like so many. I mean, you know, we work with so many people that maybe we're still not privy to the full story as well.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing because we might know little bits, but not everyone opens up. And I like to think I've got a skill in certain mindset ways that I can break people down because when you break them back, I mean, Steve Fisher, massive one that we shared in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Like with a therapist for years.
Mm.
And he entrusted in me, and within 6 weeks, done. 6 weeks done in an information that most people would like. A therapist would go, "You're not a therapist." I know I'm not. I'm not about the past. I'm about accepting and fucking moving forward. And that's what I said to him. And he was very receptive of what I had to say because he was quite shocked how, you know, he thought I can only go to a therapist.
Yeah.
And this is why people, you're not a therapist, you're not a therapist. Therapy is a different ball game. And I think sometimes in therapy, as well as it can do for many people, it also keeps people in that moment. So I think it does a purpose for an initial part, but I think people need to go to a, you know, I might come up with a job title, new business idea, of that in terms of after that, what's the next step? Who's going to take you to now you've done and accepted it? Who's going to drive you forward? Like there's just so much to it. So like Adam Woolston, again, powerful story. The life changes he's made, where he is at now. Like literally the last call we had was, I'm not the same person anymore. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like that's, everyone sees the businesses before and after.
Yeah.
What's powerful is, what is that after mean internally and what's changed in the life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm slowly losing my thread without going off on too many stories. Obviously we spoke for, well, I've spoke for half an hour. So yeah, do you want anything else from this like initial podcast? Do you want to let people know what they're in for? Are you open to like going like as deep as we can on like everything that's affected you and why you do
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah, of course. Like it'd be nice for clients to actually know who I am. They obviously, like we said, we always try and take them over that barrier that they can't get over, help with the mindset to get them where they want to be the best version of themselves. So we're constantly pushing them. But then they just think that me and you are just probably these warriors who are, like you said, we're running a family, we're running a business. They don't see the real side of it. So it'd be nice for them to actually see the real side, the raw side, the deeper side of us. Yeah.
I mean, that's real. That's why people follow these families on YouTube, because
Yeah.
there's a camera with them all the time. They don't see us. Like, people go, we've not slept.
Yeah. And that's what I always get. I always get, oh my God, well, you look amazing for someone who's not slept. Well, I actually do not feel amazing.
Yeah.
I was probably crying before I got on this call to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like people to hear and see the real side of the JK.
And how we have just as many struggles as anyone else.
Yep, definitely.
And yes, I've got the mindset and the resilience to have me tantrum, but then let's get up and go.
Yeah.
But I've had to build to that.
Mm-hmm.
And how have I built to that? You could use the term, I am tough because I've had to be tough. If you people avoid hardship, but if you go and run at it, you can then deal with further stuff. And like the reason why I got into fitness and physique, which could have been like a good opening, but it could be another podcast, was I was always the skinny boy. I still am. My fucking legs are tiny. And you asked me that the other day, but does it bother you?
Yeah.
It does. Yeah. I'm always looking at it. Like I'd love bigger legs. It's a good job my third one sound. I would. But I even let it bother me where I'm never wearing shorts. And don't get me wrong, I still look at that mirrors in the gym and go, I fucking hate my legs. I know they're commenting. Why do I know they're commenting? Because people have said it before. You've got shoulders, but you've got no legs. Like, I can either ignore that and go, you've got no fucking face. Like, I can train them, you can't train that. Like, there's, you can go down any route to protect yourself from feeling like that, and that's my way. But then people go, oh, you're nasty, you're aggressive.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, I'm just defending myself, right? But I got into the physique standpoint of, I woke up one day and went, enough's a fucking enough. Like, I need to feel confident.
Yeah.
How? And I knew as soon as I started training and putting a bit on size, as sad as this sounds, I was treated differently in society. On the split, I was either like deemed aggressive. Naturally, well, you've got shape, you must be a fighter, or you must just, and because I've got the tone as well, everything went together. You are aggressive, which we fucking get all the time, even if I'm not. Cue the dentist. Check out the Instagram for that one. Or just off them more respect off lads.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, why are lads now respecting me because I'm not a target for them? I remember messaging you once going, these lads that used to try and bully me are now coming up to me in the pub when I was having a drink years ago and going, they're all fucking hell, JK, your arms. And I messaged you, and I don't know if you remember this, but I remember saying it to you going, how crazy is that? Just because I've got a bit of an arm rather than just this pipe it used to be.
Yeah.
And it's fucking sad that, but I knew that subconsciously, if I start doing this, I'll be treated differently. I'm not going to be. But then mentally, I was then, rather than curling up in a ball, it was run at me. And it even go back to when I was 20, 21, 22, I'd be out in the establishment, and this is where all the stories come out, and this is why it's real. And I was at the bar, and we were obviously there every week, so you get to know the bar staff. Martin, for one, was there. That's strange. The girls, etc. So we'd get served maybe a little bit quicker. So we'd always go to the side, and he'd see us, and because there was no fucking queue, was there?
No.
And I remember I was up there, and this lad next to me, and he looked at me and went, "You trying to get served before me, lad?" Now, if that was now, I'd go, "You fucking on about?" Because as soon as that, yes, you could talk about that's more an aggressive response, but then he'd look at you, look up and down, and go, "This lad's got a bit of front." No one physically hard that is nails would ever have an issue for no reason.
No.
People like that are shitbags. They're looking for someone weak to bully. When I put this front on, I don't get it. They might fight back, but it'll never get fit. I'll never get hit. Whenever I was quiet, I'd get hit. So I was there and I was like, no, mate, no, go on. And I said he was getting served before me. I think, what's this guy's fucking problem? Obviously off his head or whatever. And I'm like, mate, go on, get served before me. And he was going on. And then Alex literally come up and go, I walked away and Alex went, what's he saying to you? And obviously Alex little man syndrome. And I was like, just saying you're getting served. He went, lad, I've just watched you get shit off him. Fucking stand up for yourself. And I was like, I'm not like, because I had like I could have a debate with someone, but I just didn't have the confidence then because of other things that had happened, where I've got my metal plate and they had me incident with my leg and I just didn't want it. It always made me feel this big an environment. And even now I say to you, like, I can't be in an environment busy. I need to pay for a booth so I feel safe where people go, oh, he thinks he's balling. You don't fucking know me. I'm not bought. I'm doing it for my safety. Money keeps me safe. I can pay for that and feel safer. I'd rather spend more to feel safe and enjoy it rather than what we've done in the past where people go, like at Creamfields, that girl looked at me and went, fucking smile, it never happened, and then slapped me because I felt uneasy. Do you know what I mean? And anyway, as that lad turned around, goes to Alex. This is a random story, but anyway, what are you saying? Alex just fucking nutted him. And he turns around and it turns into a bit of a scrap. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And Alex goes, that's what you need. You don't have to fight, but just fucking stand up for yourself. And through that, it was like, it's not about fighting, but people shouldn't speak down to me. And over the years and over the work from that, the last however long, 5-6 years, the 10 years development in me just being more confident, but then the last, however many years of me just not taking any shit. Why should I? I've done nothing wrong. And it shows, people will see I might have debates or I might get in, but I'm confident now. And since then, never been hit. Why? Because the shitbags don't want to get involved with someone they don't know they can win. They'll now look at me if they don't know me and go, I may or may not win. Don't want to know. There's no need to get to that point. So that's the whole reason why I personally got into training, just to feel fucking more confident. That's why I am the way I am, because it's a self-developed protection mechanism so I don't get hit again. And that's sad. And that's why, like, with Drew and that, it makes me think, like, where's he going to be? I mean, he'd be a little fucking shit.
I think he'll be fine.
He'll be fine anyway, but this is real. And it's, people have a real reason why they do what they do. So when people see me maybe quite defensive, they don't know why. They don't know what I've been through. So when we deal with clients that are like this, it's like, we don't know what they've been through.
Yeah.
And this is why I think, again, I relate to people, because it's like, regardless what people see now, that I can do these mindset talks, I can stand on stage, I can get people thinking, fucking hell, wow, my hairs are on edge. I've had to get to that point. And I'm no more magic or special than anyone. So if I can get there, and then what that has then allowed our lives to happen, because I've got the fight, I can do it. I won't let no one beat me. I've got this winning mentality. I have to win. Now it has its pros. So, if I can pass that on to a client, not to be like argumentative, but don't let people define your outcome. Don't let people make you feel this big so you're afraid of doing other things. How do we do that? Be fucking confident in yourself. How do we do that? That's individual. Is it go to the gym? Is it get size? Is it just feel confident in your skin? So when you wear clothes, you feel confident? Is it when you're naked, you feel confident? Is it that you can articulate better so you can get your work? Like, there's so many aspects to it. And I think that I've covered most of them in my own life that's allowed me to succeed to the position that we're in. There has to be a foundation to that. And that's what I want to give people above nutrition and training, So, you yourself will then have your own emotional connect to clients. Well, you've trained all your life, right? You told me that you used to get ripped for being in the gym and having abs. By someone in the fitness industry. Fucking crazy. So you've always kind of been there, right?
I've always loved training. Always absolutely loved it. I think I've been doing it since I was like 15, 16. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I've ever done it for a particular reason. Maybe like you said, where you said obviously it's to put size on, be more confident. Maybe I was chasing a look. Am I still chasing a look? I don't know, but I've just always enjoyed it. It's just always been a hobby I've always really liked. And even when I've done different types of training, so I've done would you say like circuit type of training or running or anything like that. I do always like something different. I do always go back to the weights. I do absolutely love weight training, but I've done classes. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. But going back to what you said about that person, when that something just never ever leaves my mind. And now, do you know what? I can't even tell you his name. I can feel like I can visualize his face, but I can't even tell you his name because I can't. I can just remember the moment.
You've taught that, and that's the point here. That was, how old were you?
And that's actually one of the reasons I got my boobs done. I was 19, 20, maybe.
How many years ago, right?
Yeah.
And it's like people don't realize how certain comments stick with people.
Yeah.
They do, and that you can either let it affect you, or you can let it affect you and go, "I'm going to change it so I don't feel like that."
Yeah.
And it's, it's real, the fact that it's been that many years, like 10 years, that you still bring it up.
Yep.
So I still bring up stuff and people are like, fucking hell, like, because it's a fact that it clearly sticks in my head for a reason.
Especially when it was a point where I actually felt good.
Yeah.
Thought I looked good.
Yeah.
That was the reason why I was walking around on Formby Beach, out of all beaches, in a bikini, to then get absolutely annihilated. Well, not, but I can't think of the word to use, but basically brought down completely, to be made to feel that big, like you said before.
Now everyone's chasing that goal.
Yeah.
And that's what I said the other week, where which one with my video doing me fucking beard.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was chased as a kid after high school off the train by other lads for having a man bag.
Yeah.
I had a man bag from Ted Baker with my school books in. I was called gay. I was called everything because I wasn't a lad with whatever, not one strap. And I was like, I think that looks smart. I had a comb over. I remember going in DW gym in the changes, and these lads were in there. They were Scouse lads, and I was like, they were like, fucking hell, lad, not taking the piss. What have you got a fucking comb over for? And I've stood in the showers and I'm like, I'm fucking bollock here. Why are you asking me about my hair? And then I was like feeling dead uneasy. I'm like getting a shower, and I remembered in the DW showers there was always this bum fluff on the floor. Fucking stunk. And I just left and walked out, and then you heard them go, do you know what though, lad? It's the lads with that haircut now, lad, that's getting all the girls. And I was like, fucking weird mentality. Yeah. And yet, as the years have gone on now, every lad has a fucking man bag, whether it's a Nike one or a Louis Vuitton, like fucking strap bag, and they're all like the roadsters or whatever they're fucking called, wannabe G's. And a lot of lads went through like the comb over stage, and I just sit there going, it just shows how, not that I wasn't a fashion setter, clearly, like people around the world didn't know me from fucking Witness, but how people will have a go at someone for one thing, and then the statement will always be, first they'll laugh at you, then they'll want to know how.
Yeah.
And it's real. I mean, I've even seen the lads that used to fucking chase me go down that route with the bag, with the hair, and it's why do I mention this? Because it stands real that I'll just always do what I want to do. I'm always going to get hate. People will hate you whether you do good or bad. I've had shit for doing things that people wouldn't agree to. So it's like, no matter which way I go, I'm getting shit. Fuck it, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And when you get to a point in life where not so much you don't care what people say, I think you'll always will at some point, if you're feeling tired, like the emotion will feel harder, like, fuck, they've made me feel a bit shit. When you get to a point where you actually wake up and no matter whether you feel like that or not, go give a fuck. I'm doing what I want to do when I want to do, and fuck anyone that tells me not. Like that video today ago, like, fuck peace. People say, don't do that, you'll upset them. Yeah, but I'm upset. So for me to feel better, I need to say this, or I need to put them in the place. Yeah, but don't do that because you'll upset them. So I stay upset and keep quiet so I don't upset them. Fuck peace. It's my fucking life. I'll say what I need to say so I'm feeling happy, not to not offend you. When people need telling stuff, they need telling it. If they don't like to have that conversation, that's on them. Anyway, we will see what, like, we've been an hour. First podcast, probably really long, whether people have listened to it all. But we will obviously get more in. We'll keep pushing. We'll keep the content. We'll get people in. We'll make it as interesting as we can. And you'll see me and Zoe for who we are, and hopefully get some really good value from it. Any sort of ending words for the first podcast? Enjoy it.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
did. But I actually just felt like I just listened to you the whole time, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, did you learn anything?
Nothing that I've already heard from you for 13 years, Jonathan.
Okay, that's how long we've been together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's different. We've not done it before. Like you said,
No.
we don't sit down and
Talk.
like have a conversation about shit. Like this is the conversation we probably need on a weekly basis about coaching, about clients, okay,
Yeah.
what's working, what isn't, because then we can develop the business.
Yeah.
And I know for you now, you've just been thrown into this business that's booming, and we've not had chance to actually ease you in and actually discuss the business. This is how this works, this is how this works, this is what we look for, this is why we're doing it. Like you're just clients. And again, that's on me. So again, we'll open and full honesty in everything that we have to do and overcome, and show that we still turn up. We still are the parents we want to be. We still are driving for. We're still not settling. We still want bigger and better things. And it's not material, like bigger, just more opportunities in life. Again, which we'll look to show and ensure as the journey goes on. But the training and nutrition has to be the foundation to everything that you do in life. The structure of your day, the structure of your food, the foods that you eat, to feel how you want to feel, to do what you want to do. You cannot be the person and achieve the things you want to do if you let life control how you eat, because you won't have the energy, you won't have the health to do it. And that is why we do what we do. To change, there's got to be change. So if you're not where you want to be, that's where we need to
And
go.
that's the sad thing about society now, right? Because you eat good, you're automatically on a diet.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works. And you've got a client like that actually at the minute. He's being told, he looks like he's lost too much weight. He must be basically just eating one lettuce leaf a day, where actually he's probably eating more than most people.
3,300 calories a day.
There we go. And he's absolutely looking insane. And the food he's eating is ridiculous. Like, yeah, he's on a diet, but not that type of diet.
So this is where, again, people that push misinformation on Instagram, TikTok, your diet is what you eat.
Yes.
Dieting is a term where you reduce intake to, I need to lose weight.
Yes.
The problem is, to lose weight in real terms, in long term, you have to be eating certain foods. You can lose weight by eating a Mars bar a day and that's fucking it. But you're not going to be able to sustain that, because you're going to look shit, feel shit. It's like people have weight loss surgery at the minute. They're all fucking struggling because they're all malnourished. They're all malnourished because they're not getting the food they need. So when we look at that, they then go, well, if you're eating those foods that I only successfully dieted on long term, and obviously people are listening, well, I dieted and had a fucking takeaway. Yeah, where are you now? I guarantee have you maintained the best physique by eating only shit? No, you've had to adapt to 80-20% rule. 80% is whole foods and you fit the 20 in. And if it goes the other way, you will slowly go the wrong way. Fact. So when you then eat that food, or you're dieting, no, it's just what I eat. And
it's crazy, absolutely crazy.
Do I blame people? Some people that push the wrong message, so they believe it and they tell everyone else. But like you said, it is a society thing. There's a fucking drive through Greg's, for witness. Like, people have been pushed down this life, and this isn't conspiracy and all that. People have been pushed down this life to be see as being really busy, that the job is stressful, that they live a life where it's yes sir, no sir, 9 to 5. I've got my kids' school, I've got my kids' hobbies, I don't get to fucking stop. I've got to clean my house, I've got to do my washing, everything that we have to do, which means that I can't focus on this food. I've got to eat this way to survive. You just don't want to have, you've got no more energy to eat, but then you've got no energy because you're eating shit. So work with someone that understands where you're at, gets you busy, but starts to just not just tell you things you don't know. You know you can eat healthier, but just give you the push to get the best out of you, to do things that you wouldn't do on your own. That's coaching. I don't need to tell. When I did it in the schools, and we're ending and now we're back, I said to the kids, I'm not going to teach you what healthy food is. Hands up if you know. Yes, eggs, great. Yes, yeah, great. Salmon, yeah, great. Salad, yeah, great. You know, so I'm not going to stand there and teach you that. So why is it, if you know, your parents know, why are people struggling?
Yeah.
That's where people don't get. So information isn't the issue, implementation is. But people being open and receptive that they have to change everything when they're on holiday, when they're at Christmas, not letting people say, yeah, it's Christmas, fuck it. But that behaviour you do when it's raining, that
Yeah.
behaviour you do when you've had an argument, that happens all year.
Yeah.
So you don't just do it at Christmas, but people try and give them a validation to why. And we can have an open debate. Everyone can argue. The bottom line, evidently, the way you live, are you where you want to be physically and mentally? No, change. If you are, fucking crack on. And I, you know, again, won't name him. Could be another good podcast entry just because he's fucking funny. But me client that used to rip me, used to call me fucking Michael Jackson because I've got pigment damage on my shoulder. Used to rip me, couldn't get a shower because he used to fucking spray me with tomato sauce when he used to live with me. Used to rip me for it. Men's physique, you're this and that. I'm a real man. And then again, I'm sure he won't mind me saying it because I've not mentioned him yet, but rang me one day and went, mate, I've put that much weight on, I can't wipe my own ass. And again, like I said to him, hey, do you remember when I said first you laugh and then you want to know how? It's true.
Yeah.
I'll stick in my lane and not let anyone pull me out. And at some point, I believe people that have a problem with the lane I'm in will need to come in that lane.
Yeah.
And they only can get let in if they take on the help.
Yeah.
So any last words? No, we good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hope you've enjoyed the first podcast.
Jonathan.
Very long one, probably too long for people to listen to all, but we might cut it down or whatever, I don't know. So as always, if you don't know, and you're obviously just tuning in and hearing about us, I've developed a saying that's for me, it's the business name in a kind of American twang. But for me, it stands, but I think it's on my top. Is it on my top? You see it?
Give away. Down. There we go. Yeah.
So JK Physique Baby. So whenever we make any content, any videos, like anything, I'll always end it going JK Physique Baby. And at first it was dead cringy. But it's become a thing, and it's become a thing because it's about JK Physique Baby stands for like, let's fucking go. Let's push, let's be who we want to be, rather than just to say
what time it is. It's JK time.
What in the
JK
gym?
Physique Baby, yeah, we got it on the clock.
Yeah. In lockdown we got a gym in the garage.
It's JK time, baby.
We got a like what time is it? It's JK time. It's JK.
I think it was JK time, baby.
JK time, baby, yeah. Or JK baby time. No, JK time. Yeah, whatever. Don't even know if we still got that. Is it in the loft or?
I don't know. Yeah.
Fucking spent 25 fucking quid. No, 50 quid that off some American site. Fucking had my pants down. But yeah, so we'll always sign off with our saying, just because it goes with it. It's what I stand by. No, as people thought, I don't own a baby store. It's just a saying that stands for is what it is. Everything I stand for: mindset, resilience, and be the best you. So let's go 1, 2, 3.
JK Physique, baby.